Is Medellin safe? That's probably the most searched term in all of YouTube when it comes to people that want to visit or move to Medellin. If you ask 10 people, probably most of them are going to say, yeah, I went there, had a great time, I loved it. It was completely safe. But you're also going to meet some people who tell you things like it's so dangerous, everyone they've ever met has been killed as soon as they got off the plane here. But how are you supposed to know? You want to visit here, you want to move here, how are you supposed to know if it's fine? Well, today I'm going to take you through a Reddit thread, and I think that it has some really great answers on the topic of safety, as well as some great pieces of advice. So let's get into that now, and at the end of the video, I'm going to circle back and let you know exactly how you can know if Medellin is safe or not. If you don't know what Reddit is basically a forum where there's a series of communities. This community I'm looking at is digital nomads. Anyone can go in there and ask questions, and then people answer the question, and then there's a discussion about that underneath. This specific question that someone posted was, should I avoid Medellin? This person asked, previously, I had heard only good things about Medellin and was excited to check it out. Figured a normal degree of caution would be sufficient. After searching Medellin on this sub, it's consistently stories of robbery, druggings, and not being able to go out past dark. I'm white and my Spanish could use some work. There's probably some of you watching right now. Will I be looking over my shoulder the entire time? The idea of being stuck at home at night sounds awful, and I'm hearing such conflicting things. Everyone I know has been robbed at least once. Spent a year here. Never heard of anyone having issues. Is it worth the visit? Appreciate any insight. So this person's asked this question, and there's 151 comments below. I'm sure if you go to a different group on Reddit, you're going to find many different answers. This is the digital nomad group. So this group is full of people who love to travel and work at the same time, hence the term digital nomad. This is not a group for pickup artists, for chasing women, for passport bros, or anything of the like. I'm sure that if you go to those groups, the responses you're going to find are very different. And you're going to see why when we get to some of these comments. So first response, I lived there a year, nothing happened, and I really enjoyed it. If you really want to go, then you have to behave. You can't be all wild and drunk, on drugs, or anything crazy. You just have to relax, observe, and behave. Then it should be just fine. A lot of people are too confident, even though they know nothing about the place. Let me give you a perfect story that encapsulates this in a nutshell. Recently, I saw a post on a Medellin Facebook group. The post was from an older member in the group who'd been living here for many years. This member posted a photo of someone, and this person had headphones in, like the big ones, noise-canceling headphones, and a laptop tucked under one arm, in shorts and flip-flops, walking on the street. So the person writing this post, let's call them Good Samaritan, went up to this guy, let's call him Laptop Man. The Good Samaritan told the Laptop Man, hey, I don't know if you're new to Medellin, but what you're doing can be kind of unsafe. Probably not a good idea to be carrying your laptop and walking the streets of Medellin. As you probably know already, this is a developing country and people are desperate. So if they see a $1,500 laptop under your arm and they see you with these big headphones and know that you're completely unaware of your surroundings, add that on top of the fact that the minimum wage here in Colombia is only $300, they see an easy way to make 5 months of salary in one robbery. So with that said, you probably shouldn't be doing this. Those were the wise words from the Good Samaritan. Laptop Man turns around and says something like,
I don't know anything about that. I don't know nothing about numbers. I just know what I can do. Kill this mother.
Okay.
And that's exactly what this guy is saying when he comments, a lot of people are too confident even though they know nothing about the place. Let's get to the next comment. Someone said, same here. Keep in mind that everyone who had a neutral or positive experience won't be as incentivized as someone who has a negative one to tell you about their experience. Example, just check reviews from almost any airline. You wouldn't even bother giving one if everything was okay. Different story if, let's say, they lost your luggage. And this is something that I say all the time. There's 1.4 million visitors coming to Medellin last year, right? The person who just came for a week, saw the sights, went on some tours, climbed Guatapé, went home, is probably not posting about it all over YouTube. But the person who came immediately swiped everyone on Tinder and immediately invited the first girl that spoke to him over to his apartment without doing any background check. Then he got drugged and robbed. He's probably gonna post about it all over social media. So when you understand the incentive of these people to complain on social media about what happened to them, as opposed to those people who had a really good time, who just come and then don't really say anything to anyone, then you'll see that the negative stories really don't represent that percentage of the population that had negative experiences compared to those that had positive experiences. Here's another comment that kind of sums up the type of people that I find getting in trouble here in Medellin. I was there September 21st to Feb 22nd. So this guy hasn't just come for a week, he's been here about 6 months. I've made many friends in the city and nothing happened to them either. The fact of the matter is most people go to Medellin for specific reasons. If you're not going for those reasons, you'll be fine. If you don't know what he's talking about people who come here, guys, looking for women. However, some people are too embarrassed to admit what they actually did to put them in a shitty situation. These people probably made some bad decisions along the way with inviting strangers to their house or doing something stupid, and then rather than take blame because they're embarrassed, they just blame everyone else. Here's a great comment that summed up what I said before when it comes to the differences in opinions that you hear when you ask, is Medellin safe? This guy said, in terms of safety, you often have people saying some bullshit like it's safer than New York City. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have people acting like if you step out of your hotel room 1 minute past sunset, you'll be immediately robbed. Here's another guy, and he says, I live here. Not dangerous if you're a normal tourist. This one is super important, so please make sure you pay attention. He says, there's a very reckless crowd that does get into trouble, but they really go out of their way looking for it. Even then, they often pull off the reckless stuff for a while before learning a lesson and blaming everyone else but themselves. Here's another very interesting comment. You can take a group of people in any major city in the entire world and you can get the exact same stories. I met a guy at a hostel there and he said something that I use all the time. 99% of the bad stories you will hear start with either I was so drunk or I was really late. Use common sense, be diligent, don't be an asshole, and you should be fine. Shit does happen, but it could happen anywhere. Another one saying you'll be fine, just use common sense. The people I met who were robbed were just careless or got too comfortable. Here's another one that says, it's only dangerous if you're a passport bro or sex/drug tourist. If you don't go looking for trouble, it won't find you. So what can we gather from all this? You're probably still asking the question, is Medellin safe? Well, as you can see, different people have different opinions on it. The only way you can really know is by experiencing it for yourself. So book a trip here, even a week or a weekend. Learn about what to do, what not to do. Take the necessary precautions, use common sense. Come and check it out for yourself and then see if it really is safe or it isn't. By the way, if you're planning a trip to Medellin and you're concerned about safety and you also want some other tips on what to do, what not to do, then check the link I've left in the description. It's for our course called Medellin Made Easy. It's only $47 and it's gonna teach you everything you need to know to have an amazing time in this city.